The second time I seen him was at his home in Las Vegas, Nevada. Everybody thinks he faked his death. He's not dead. There was many things that happened and he got set up for a little bit to still be able to live his life and still be in the public eye. He's still making music.
Jada, you're a bald-head liar and you're an addict, right? You told the world that you were going to sue me. As of yet, and you said you're going to do it swiftly. It's been over 2 weeks. So Jada, I'm giving you 2 more weeks to sue me. If you don't sue me, this is what's going to happen. All the parties, right? And the people, the men that you hit with dildos, I'm naming names, right? All the salacious stuff that you have done and hurt other people, I'm naming names.
Brother Bilal is right back in the spotlight, and this time he's putting serious pressure on Jada, accusing her of hiding the truth about Allie Carter allegedly being Tupac's daughter. Allie has been speaking up about this for years, making bold claims and refusing to stay quiet no matter who doubts her. For the longest time, people brushed her off, saying she was making everything up just to get attention and build her name. But now, more and more people are starting to question things, wondering if there might actually be some truth behind Allie's story. What really has people talking is the idea that Jada may have known something all along, but chose to stay silent, just like others close to Tupac have done. Word going around is that certain people don't want Allie connected to Tupac's name at all, especially because of the serious accusations she's been throwing at powerful figures in the music world. That connection could bring unwanted attention, and some believe that's exactly what they're trying to avoid.
Tupac got caught on TMZ in 2009 after he burnt his fingerprints off and everybody's seen it, right? The LAPD went out and covered that. Look it up on TMZ. Look it up. Go look it up yourself. Go look it up yourself. You think I'm scared of you? Let's go.
But Bilal isn't backing down at all. He's been calling Jada out non-stop, and things have escalated so much that they're now dealing with legal drama over alleged threats against him. And with all this tension building, it looks like the situation involving Allie is only getting more intense, especially since she's been pushing her claims harder than ever. From calling out those wild industry parties to boldly claiming Tupac is her real father, Allie completely flipped the narrative in a way nobody saw coming. Seriously, she was the last person people expected to be tied to Tupac like that, which is exactly why this hit so hard and got everyone talking. What's even more intense is the growing belief that certain people in the industry may have known the truth all along, but chose to stay silent. The reason? Some think they're afraid that if Allie is confirmed as Tupac's daughter, it would instantly give way more weight to everything she's been saying, and that could shake things up in a major way. And here's where it gets deeper. Allie wasn't just speaking out after this claim. She had already been making noise before Tupac's name was even part of the conversation. So when people started connecting the dots, it made everything feel even more explosive, like this wasn't just random talk, but something much bigger unfolding. A lot of people miss this key point. Allie isn't presenting herself as just someone repeating stories. She's claiming she actually lived through these experiences herself. According to her, she was taken away from her mother and forced into a situation she couldn't escape for years, which adds a whole different level of intensity to everything she's been saying. She claims that some of the people she was around didn't make it out alive, and the ones who did, including her, came out completely different. And honestly, situations like that leave a lasting mark, no matter who you are.
Sorry. It was beyond friendship for us, as far as just, it's really difficult to explain because...
According to Allie, she says she witnessed people being taken advantage of, experienced things herself, and saw moments that no one should ever have to go through, especially at a young age. Those kinds of claims are heavy, and they've made a lot of people stop and really think about what she's been saying. She makes it clear that experiences like that can change a person forever, and nothing feels the same after going through something so intense. That's a big part of why her story has been hitting so hard with some audiences, while others are still questioning everything. When she felt like authorities weren't taking her seriously, she decided to push forward on her own and filed an affidavit laying out her allegations in detail. And the names she included caught everyone off guard. Figures like Birdman, Diddy, Denzel Washington, and even Beyoncé were mentioned. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any more shocking, she took it even further by claiming Tupac was her father, turning the entire situation into something even bigger.
Jeremy, Denzel Washington, Beyonce Knowles, Ellen DeGeneres, Whoopi Goldberg, Lady Gaga, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, Joan Rivers, Rob Saget. Do you want me to keep going? Ask me. Everybody wonder why my smile is so deep.
According to Allie, the reason Tupac's family hasn't acknowledged her, even though she says she has proof, is because it could seriously complicate the legacy they've built around his name. She's also claiming something even more shocking, that right after she was born, a nurse was allegedly paid to switch her with another baby, which led to her and her mother being completely cut off from Tupac and his entire family. Now, whether all of this is true or not is still up in the air, but situations in Hollywood have turned out stranger than fiction before. And when it comes to someone who might actually know the truth, a lot of eyes turn straight to Jada Pinkett Smith. As many people already know, Jada and Tupac had a very close bond. She's always said they never officially dated, but their connection was clearly deep and intense, and it's something she has continued to speak about over the years. Even after Tupac's passing, Jada has never held back when it comes to expressing how much he meant to her. Some people even point out that she speaks about him with more passion than she does about her own husband, Will Smith, which always gets people talking.
Pressured, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue it back and forth this week like that mattered, okay? You had Stu Peters and Timothy Charles Homestead going back and forth, and nobody has even bothered. Not that I give a damn, and not that I understand that you guys are gonna be that selfish, but nobody has bothered to apologize for all the hell that has happened. But you guys were arguing back and forth, and in that meantime, we lost our home. You don't believe me? Here you go.
Their story goes way back, too. They met as teenagers during a theater program and instantly clicked, building a connection that would stay strong for years and keep people curious to this day. From there, their story just kept growing, turning into something people still talk about to this day. Jada once described their connection in a way that really stuck with people, even hinting that it felt deeper than just this lifetime. She said, "If there is such a thing as past lives, I definitely think that Pac and I have traveled a few times together. It just wasn't possible. It was like God made us that way. It was like, look, I'm gonna put y'all together, right? Y'all are gonna be a dynamic duo, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna make it so y'all are not gonna be able to get together, because that just wasn't the purpose." That kind of statement had people raising eyebrows and questioning just how deep their bond really went.
What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone. Our house is gone. This is the price. This is the price of speaking out. What was our beautiful 3-bedroom acre home on 21225 Standing Rock Avenue, because everybody has the address, because organizations that were attached to Marx, Sawyer, and many other organizations decided to put out the address, my license plate to one of my cars, and many other of my So here you go. You can have it.
And Tupac didn't exactly hide how he felt either. He even wrote a poem about Jada, and it came off deeply emotional and personal, which only adds to the mystery of their relationship. In the poem, he said, "You are the omega of my heart, the foundation of my conception of love." Lines like that make it hard for many to believe they were ever just friends, because that kind of expression sounds way more intense than the typical friendship. Tupac didn't hold back when it came to expressing his feelings either. In one of his heartfelt messages, he said, "When I think about what a woman should be, you're the first person that comes to mind. You'll probably never fully understand how deeply I care about you. Sometimes I worry that we might grow apart, and that's something I'm honestly afraid of losing. Not just a partner, but a truly irreplaceable friend." Those words hit deep and really show how much she meant to him. Another reason people believe it was so hard for Jada to fully move on is because at the time of Tupac's passing, they were no longer speaking. After he got out of jail, things had changed, and Jada reportedly struggled to accept the direction his life was taking. His lifestyle had shifted in ways that didn't line up with her values, and that created distance between them. That unresolved tension has left a lot of people wondering what could have been if things had turned out differently. It adds another emotional layer to a connection that already seemed complicated and intense.
Right? Because this is what happens when you speak out. This is what happens when you tell all the truth. This is what happens when you decided to stand up for the children, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to do a seminar, and when you understand that survivors don't just get to just be and then show up somewhere and talk and monetize every fucking thing that they're saying. When you realize that shit is bull, then you will understand. Look at the tactics and pay attention.
Now, with voices like Ali Carter and Bilal stepping into the spotlight, the situation is heating up again. Bilal, known for his past connections to Will Smith's circle, has been especially vocal, suggesting that not everything has been fully revealed. He's been calling Jada out repeatedly, keeping the pressure on and making sure the conversation stays alive. Bilal isn't no stranger to controversy either. He's the same person who previously made shocking claims about Will, including allegations involving Dwayne Martin and others, which instantly stirred up major reactions online. After those statements started spreading, things reportedly took a serious turn. Bilal claims that not long after speaking out, Jada allegedly threatened him, and instead of backing down, he decided to fight back by filing a lawsuit against her. According to the $3 million lawsuit, Bilal says the situation escalated after he appeared multiple times on Tasha K's platform, where he discussed alleged personal matters involving Will and others. He claims that's when Jada confronted him directly, and what happened next is what really has people talking.
Are 3-4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars up children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs with them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang upside down in satanic ritual meetings, and they literally hang them, literally by metal prongs. They hang them to get dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall to take their blood.
Bilal alleges that back in September 2021, Jada approached him in the lobby at a Regency Calabasas Commons and warned him to stop speaking about her personal life. He says the warning was intense, with claims that she told him he could end up in serious danger if he didn't stay quiet. And it didn't stop there. Bilal further claims that after refusing to sign an NDA, Jada allegedly followed him out toward his car, continuing to confront him and repeat those warnings.
These are serious allegations, and they've only added more tension to an already heated situation. With all this unfolding, the pressure around Jada keeps building, and people are starting to connect even more dots. Now that Ali's claims are gaining attention again, some are questioning whether Bilal's situation and Ali's story are somehow tied into a bigger picture. What's really getting people talking is the timing.
In the public, if I do, okay? Anybody that was in my biological family as surrogates, they know damn well what I'm talking about. All of y'all know what I'm talking about. And if something happens to this woman right here, that's the only person that I will ever consider. She is my mother. I know nothing else.
As soon as Ali started pushing harder about her alleged connection to Tupac, Bilal also amped up his accusations. And now both situations are circling back to Jada in a major way. That overlap has a lot of people raising eyebrows and wondering if this is all just coincidence or something deeper. At the same time, others are still skeptical and not ready to believe everything being said without solid proof. They're pointing out that these are serious claims, and without clear evidence, it's hard to separate facts from speculation. Still, Ali isn't backing down at all. She continues to stand firm on her story.
So somebody touch my mama, it won't be a Sandra Bland situation. You guys will be seeing us on t-shirts, and I'm down with that because we know where we're going. But if insurance releases insurance, you release everything, and I mean everything. If a song comes on, I'm cleaning out my closet. Everybody knows what that means.
Repeating that she has proof and pushing for people to really listen to what she's been saying this whole time. And with Bilal also refusing to stay quiet, this situation doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Now the conversation is shifting in a big way because people aren't just focused on the claims anymore. They're starting to ask who might actually step in and address all of this publicly. With Jada staying mostly quiet while all these accusations and stories keep circulating, that silence is only making the situation feel even more intense.
So I want to tell you now, I know a lot of shit that I should not know. I haven't even got to the facilities. I haven't even got to things where things are buried. Why do I know cases that were in San Bernardino at 2005 when I know a lot of shit I haven't put off yet because every time I do, you guys see what kind of hell that we get. So like I said, Tupac, you know what I'm talking about, and you won't even be able to hide from your own family.
Some believe that if there was nothing to hide, there would have already been a clear response to shut everything down. Others argue that staying quiet might be the smarter move, especially when legal issues and serious allegations are involved. Either way, that silence is being watched closely, and people are reading into it from every angle. Meanwhile, Allie keeps pushing forward, saying she's ready to prove everything when the time comes. She's been hinting that there's more evidence she hasn't revealed yet, which has only added more suspense to the situation and kept people locked in. And with Bilal still speaking out and refusing to back off, this whole situation is turning into something much bigger than anyone expected.
St. Bernardine, California. I tried to go back and get some type of history.
Tension keeps building, the questions keep stacking up, and right now, it feels like this story is far from over. Now things are getting even more complicated because people are starting to look beyond just the headlines and question the bigger system around all of this. Some are asking why stories like Allie's only gain traction after years of being ignored, while others are digging into who might benefit from keeping certain narratives quiet. At the center of it all, Jada's name keeps coming up, whether directly or indirectly. That's what makes this situation so intense. Every claim, every interview, every legal move somehow circles back to her, and people are paying close attention.
There's also growing curiosity about whether anyone else from Tupac's circle might eventually speak up.
Definitely from looking at him, wasn't necessarily like the type of cat that I would even deal with, But as soon as he approached me, he was like a magnet. It was like once you paid attention to him, he kind of sucked you in. And we hit it off from that moment on. He would tell me all the time, Jada, you're going to be a star.
Because if even one credible voice confirms or denies parts of Allie's story, it could shift everything overnight and change how this whole situation is viewed. Meanwhile, the public is split right down the middle. Some are fully backing Allie and demanding answers, while others are urging caution, saying these are serious claims that need real proof before anything can be taken as fact. One thing is clear though, this situation has moved beyond just rumors and turned into a full-blown public debate with reputations, legacies, and unanswered questions all colliding at once. Now another layer is starting to get attention, and it's all about proof. People aren't just listening to the claims anymore, they're asking the big question, where is the evidence to back all of this up? Allie has continued to insist that she has documentation and information that could support what she's been saying. She's hinted at things like records and personal details that, according to her, connect the dots in a way that can't be ignored. That alone has people watching closely, waiting to see if anything actually gets revealed.
You know what I mean? Really like, Pop, come on. He's like, you're going to be a star. You got it. You just got it. I don't think either one of us really thought that we would have made it in the way that we did, but we knew we were going to do something. He was one of my best friends. He was like a brother.
At the same time, critics are pushing back hard, saying that without verified proof, these claims remain just that, claims. They're calling for solid confirmation before jumping to conclusions, especially with names this big involved. Then there's the question of whether any legal steps will be taken beyond what's already happening. If more lawsuits or official statements come into play, that could force certain details into the open, whether people are ready or not. Right now, everything is sitting in this tense space between accusation and confirmation, and until something concrete drops, the conversation is only getting more intense as people try to figure out what's real and what isn't. Now people are starting to zoom in on the timeline, and this is where things get really interesting. Some are digging into dates, past interviews, and old connections, trying to see if Allie's story actually lines up with known events from Tupac's life. Supporters are saying that certain details she shared seem to match up in ways that are hard to ignore. They believe there are small clues that have been overlooked for years, and now that everything is being re-examined, those pieces are starting to stand out more.
Tissue. Thanks. You give nice help.
On the other side, critics are pushing back hard, saying that without verified proof, these claims remain just that, claims.
They're calling for solid confirmation before jumping to conclusions, especially with names this big involved. Then there's the question of whether any legal steps will be taken beyond what's already happening. If more lawsuits or official statements come into play, that could force certain details into the open, whether people are ready or not. Right now, everything is sitting in this tense space between accusation and confirmation. And until something concrete drops, the conversation is only getting more intense as people try to figure out what's real and what isn't. Now people are starting to zoom in on the timeline, and this is where things get really interesting. Some are digging into dates, past interviews, and old connections, trying to see if Ali's story actually lines up with known events from Tupac's life. Supporters are saying that certain details she shared seem to match up in ways that are hard to ignore. They believe there are small clues that have been overlooked for years, and now that everything is being re-examined, those pieces are starting to stand out more. On the other side, critics are pushing back hard, saying that without verified proof, these claims remain just that, claims. They're calling for solid confirmation before jumping to conclusions, especially with names this big involved.
Door to Dwayne dresser room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal Will.
The process that was the kid.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing him. There was murder in there.
Okay.
At the same time, the longer this goes without clear answers, the more intense the speculation becomes. People are analyzing every detail, every statement, and every silence, trying to piece together a story that still has a lot of missing parts. Now, the spotlight is starting to shift toward the people who were closest to Tupac back then, because many are wondering what they might know. Friends, collaborators, and insiders from that era are suddenly part of the conversation again, even if they haven't said a word publicly. Some believe that if Ali's claims had no basis at all, someone from that inner circle would have stepped in by now to shut everything down, clearly and directly. But the lack of strong public responses from key figures has only added more curiosity and speculation. Others, though, are saying it's not that simple. They argue that staying silent can sometimes be about protecting privacy, avoiding legal issues, or not wanting to get pulled into something this messy in public. At the same time, the internet is doing what it does best, pulling up old clips, resurfacing past interviews, and breaking down every small detail for clues. Every look, every quote, every old connection is being reanalyzed like it might reveal something new.
Be able to be there, because him and Charlie had something else going on. I rather Chicago for Empire. It's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy, right? He's out there allegedly with male prostitutes. He's pissing in the trailer. He's acting psychotic, right?
Same thing he's doing now.
Beyond that. But this is why a show is going on. I pulled him to the side. I said, listen, I'm here to help you and so forth and so on. So he was like, all right, I feel that. He said, everybody on the set know you. Everybody seem like they love you. I want to love you because everybody else love you.
With so many unanswered questions and so many eyes watching, the situation has turned into a full investigation in the public eye, where everyone is trying to figure out what's really going on behind the scenes. Now attention is starting to turn toward what could happen next, because this situation is sitting right on the edge of something bigger. People are watching closely to see if Ali will finally drop the proof she's been talking about, or if someone from Tupac's side will step in and address everything head on. There's also growing talk about whether this could turn into a deeper legal situation. If any new filings, statements, or official actions come forward, it could force certain details into the open in a way that speculation never could. That kind of shift would change everything overnight and put real pressure on everyone involved. At the same time, public opinion is moving fast. One moment, people are questioning Ali, and the next, they're questioning the silence from others. It's creating this back and forth where no one side fully controls the narrative, and that unpredictability is what keeps people locked in. And then there's the legacy factor hanging over everything. Tupac's name carries so much weight that any new claim connected to him instantly becomes major news, especially when it involves something this personal. Right now, all eyes are on what move comes next, because whatever happens could seriously shape how this entire story is remembered. At this point, the situation has turned into more than just a series of claims. It's become a battle over truth, perception, and who people choose to believe. On one side, you have Allie standing firm, continuing to repeat that her story is real and that she's been trying to speak out for years without being taken seriously.
On the other side, there are those who remain cautious, pointing out how serious these accusations are and how important it is to rely on verified facts instead of speculation. That divide is growing stronger, and it's clear that people are forming solid opinions based on what they believe is most credible. Jada's position in all of this keeps things especially intense. Whether she responds or stays silent, every move is being analyzed and picked apart by the public, which only adds more pressure to an already complicated situation. At the same time, the involvement of Bilal continues to add another layer of tension. His ongoing statements and legal actions keep his name tied closely to the story, making everything feel even more interconnected. What makes this all so gripping is how many unanswered questions are still hanging in the air, with people watching closely to see which piece of this puzzle finally falls into place. What's making this even more intense is how fast public opinion can flip. One new claim, one interview, or one piece of supposed evidence can instantly change how people see the entire situation, and that kind of unpredictability keeps everyone watching closely. Allie continues to present herself as someone who's been trying to get her story heard for a long time, and that persistence is what's keeping her supporters locked in. They see it as a sign that she's serious about what she's saying, not just someone chasing attention. At the same time, others are doubling down on the need for solid proof, making it clear that big claims require even bigger evidence. They're waiting for something concrete that can either confirm or completely shut down everything being discussed. Jada's name still carries major weight in all of this, and that's why every connection being made, fair or not, keeps pulling her back into the center of the conversation. It's a level of attention that would be hard for anyone to ignore. With emotions, reputations, and unanswered questions all colliding, this situation has turned into one of those stories where every new development has the potential to shift.
I said, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But he kept acting up. And then one day I said, what the F is wrong with you? And he was like, you know. He said, you know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. And I said, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea. So he crying, no blood is coming from his nose. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'm like,
everything people thought they knew. At the end of the day, it's still unclear whether Jada truly knew for a fact that Allie is Tupac's daughter or not. But one thing people can't stop saying is that her name keeps coming up in the middle of all of this, and some believe she may know more than she's letting on. As expected, the internet has been going off with opinions. One person said, I never doubted her. She spoke with too much passion. Pac escaped him, so they took his kid. Makes sense to me. That right there shows how strongly some people are backing Allie's story without hesitation. Another comment took things even further, saying, I feel Diddy already knew who Allie's father was. This is why he kidnapped her after her father was unalived as a torture for his hatred of Tupac and jealousy. He will never make up to Tupac's level unalive, or whether he was still amongst us. His family didn't acknowledge her to keep her safe, I believe, and her mother. Opinions like that are adding even more heat to an already intense situation. But now it's your turn to speak on it. Do you think Allie could really be Tupac's daughter? And do you believe what Bilal has been saying about Jada possibly knowing more than she's admitted? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who needs to see it.